Well, hello there, friends. Cards of Light, bright blessings of the tarot. The table is set for our Sunday morning spread for September 11th, 2022. Happy to be with you. Thanks for joining me once again this week. And while we're shuffling, just a quick report. Had a great day. Yesterday up at Rubber Rose Books down in downtown Kankakee. Had, maybe a dozen people come by for three-card energy readings while I was there, and several first-timers who had never had a tarot reading before, and actually some. There was one professional reader there, and several other people that were pretty familiar with the cards. We just had a really, really good time, though. Great energy from all of the folks, and that spot is just lovely. I just love everything about that shop. So thanks to Nikki again for welcoming me to do that, and hope we'll do it again sometime before long. Okay, we will do our usual 4-card energy draw here in just a moment. Let's take a second to breathe and kind of get our minds quiet. All right, we will be looking at the 4 dimensions of life as usual. Once we get these cut, we have the spiritual dimension, 9 of Cups. Social emotional, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Mental dimension, Queen of Wands. And the physical material, the 10 of Cups. Okay. So 2 pip cards, both from the Cups suit. 1 court card, Queen of Wands, and then 1 major fortune this week. So let's maybe take these one by one. 10 of Cups, this is the card that in the Rider deck, it's actually the card that is used in the opening slide. Let me see if I can show you that real quick. In the end slide, see this little card in the lower left there? That is the 10 of Cups in the Rider deck. And, the family standing out on the hill in front of their home, the rainbow overhead. Everything bright and beautiful. They all lived happily ever after. And Crowley Styles is satiety, hey, I've had my fill now, is the implication there. And so this is kind of the final expression of the energy of the suit of Cups. The suit of Cups is all about emotions and love and connections with others. So our feelings, our relationships, Cups, the suit of the heart. And in fact, in playing card decks, it would be the suit of hearts. And so the 10 is the one where we're getting to some completion there of some sort. And so in the physical material dimension of our lives. So this is the dimension that focuses on not just our physical health, but also our finances, our physical environment, the sort of practical day-to-day aspects of our lives. It's a pretty lush time here. At least for some of us, at least that's the energy that is showing up here in the cards this morning. Happy, satisfied, a feeling of fullness and of completion. So no real advice to offer there except enjoy it while it lasts, because guess what? This wheel is always turning. We've got fortune over here in the social, emotional dimension of our lives. And this is the card of ups and downs, changes, everything always changing in material reality. And usually, when this card turns up in a reading, the tradition is that it is a harbinger of good fortune on the way. That's the tradition with tarot. But I think that's because a lot of times when people come in for a tarot reading, they've got a problem they're trying to solve, and so it may mean that they're kind of on the downward point of this at that point, and so you got no way to go but up. But regardless, this is the card of change, and so in the dimension of our lives that has to do with relationships and with emotions, maybe a little bit of a sense of a Ferris wheel or roller coaster here in this week to come. The best approach, though, is to remember that even while this is turning, that spot in the center is still. And if we can, to the best that we can, get in touch with that center point, with that still point, then stuff can keep cycling and flying around us and all, but we're okay because, hey, we're right there where we're supposed to be, where we always are, eternally perfect and beautiful and just exactly where we ought to be. And in fact, that is where we always are, whether we're unhappy or happy, whether we're well or sick. Our essence is perfect and eternal and beautiful. So, what goes up comes down, maybe on an upswing this week in terms of our relationships and our emotions, at least for some of us. But even if that's not the case, we need to find that still point. And also, if we are enjoying a season of happiness and being satisfied with things in this dimension of our lives, in the dimension of the physical material, then gratitude, being grateful for that, is something that can help get us to the center here, and to live in that spot that is the sweet spot. Someone that I read for yesterday was talking about the importance of gratitude in her life, and I asked if she kept a gratitude journal, and that's not a practice that she did, although she does journal, and journals about things that she's grateful for, but she tries to approach her life being grateful, and what a great approach that is. If you don't keep a gratitude journal, that's a great thing to do too. Just pen and paper, write down 3 things every day that you are grateful for. And at first it'll be easy, and then it'll be like, well, I wrote that yesterday, I want to write something different. But as you continue to do that, you'll be amazed at the wonderful blessings in your life that you didn't even pay attention to until you started doing it. Okay, Queen of Wands here in the mental dimension. And this character is the center of attention, very charismatic, very powerful. The energy expressed there is water of fire. These are the elements. So Queens, that rank is related to the element of water, and Wands is the suit of fire, the suit of passion, suit of desires. And so think about flammable liquids and how they can move to wherever they want and catch everything on fire on the way. That's kind of the personality of this queen. Very attractive, very charismatic and charming, sociable, and usually gets what she wants, but that is because woe to the person who does not give her what she wants. So in the mental dimension of our lives, this could be someone that is showing up, that's going to challenge our thinking. This could be an ideology that is attractive to us and charming. I think that's the intuitive hit that I'm getting, that somebody is going to be encountering some sort of philosophy or ideology or way of thinking that is way, way attractive, that just captivates and just pulls you along. And that's okay. That passion, it's good to get in touch with that. But the caveat here is, think about the downside of what happens if that thing that is so passionate at the beginning and so captivating, moves on somewhere else, because that queen is kind of fickle. And so I think this calls us to have some discernment, since it fell here in this quarter, in the mental dimension of our lives, to maybe take it a little bit slower than we normally would, to examine things a little more calmly, and not just get carried off by the charm and energy and pretty face here of the Queen of Wands, whatever she represents. It'd be the way that I would see that one. Most of the time with court cards, I'm either looking for what can I emulate here, or what sort of warning might be coming. And this time I'm getting a pretty strong impression that the message is, don't get carried away. Take your time, think, breathe. Okay. And then in the spiritual dimension, we have the Nine of Cups. Curly styles this one, happiness. Nice balance, 9 cups all lined up here, overflowing. Cups, again, the suit of the heart, the suit of emotions and relationships and all of that kind of stuff. And so the good side of that card is, hey, look at all of these cups, Wow, I've got all of these cups and they're overflowing, and it's so beautiful and it's so cool and it's so lush. The downside is, with this card in particular, that sometimes we can get so attached to that feeling of happiness, or we can be so proud of those moments when we achieve that. This is the card in the Rider deck that shows this guy kind of sitting on a stool in front of it looks like a buffet table or something, with all of the cups lined up in a row, and he's got his arms crossed, and he looks very confident and very happy, like, hey, check out my cups, these are really cool. And so yeah, it is, when we have those moments, it is great. And but we need to be careful that we don't wrap our sense of ourselves and our well-being completely in that outcome. We need to find this still point here, regardless of what's going on, because we may not have all of these cups tomorrow. We got them now, and that's good. And in the spiritual dimension here, this is the dimension of our lives where we're talking about the stuff that really means the most to us, finding meaning in life, our passions and our deepest desires, our vocation, the reason that we came into this material world to begin with. That's what the spiritual dimension is interacting with that and finding out what that is and how to make the most of our time here. And so when we have those moments of attainment, when we have those moments where things seem to be all lined up real pretty right in a row, absolutely enjoy them, celebrate them. Do not get attached, because this wheel is always spinning. And that is pretty much the way I would read these. Overall, an auspicious set of cards here. Nothing to get worried about or nervous about necessarily. I would kind of be on the lookout here to not get caught up in energy there without taking a kind of a second look. But other than that, pretty auspicious set of cards here. One way to read it would be, hey, everything's coming up roses, good fortune, all of these cups, all of this passion, everything's good. So I'll leave that up to you, how you want to interpret these. And if you're a card reader, I'd love to hear what you think, what you're seeing in these cards that might depart from the way that I've described them. If this is your first blush with a tarot reading, I'd love to hear what you think too. And if it's somehow resonating with you, any of these cards or anything that I've said, I'd love to hear that as well. You can either leave comments, as always, here on the video, or pop on out to the weblog at brightblessingstarot.com and leave me a comment there, or you click the contact tab, and you'll find my email address and all that. So this has been fun. Thank you for spending some of your time with me today. I hope that you have a beautiful day. And until Thursday, should be back on Thursday for 3-Card Thursday. Until then, I wish you peace. Take care of yourself.